Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In light of the June 14th news out of London, the tower on fire, the tower that opened in 1974, I want to go back and look at the 1974 film, The Towering Inferno. Earlier this year, I put out this video about the movie The 39 Steps, which came out in 1978. 39 years before 2017, and I showed how the March 22nd false flag in London was a Masonic ritual and a tribute to the film The 39 Steps. The March 22nd attack came exactly 39 weeks after Brexit, the vote, all Masonic rigging, scripting, staged, planned, coordinated as ritual. From the date of the Brexit vote to the date of the March 22nd false flag was exactly 39 weeks. In Gematria, Brexit equals 39. So does Cameron, so does May, so does Big Ben, so does clockwork. 39 books in the Old Testament. In this language, Gematria is a Jewish practice from the Jewish mysticism Kabbalah. So 39 years after their Jewish movie, they have their Jewish false flag. And what I'm explaining to you is the Zionist Jews who run this world, who control the money, who control government, who control media, they have everything planned out for decades. They've planned everything based on their belief system, their numerical, astrological belief system. They're very based on the moon belief system. These people operate by mathematics and the laws of nature and what's in the skies above us. What all the religions are made around as well. All these religions that people are a part of, it's all created by these same Jewish occultists who run the show in this world. So here's one of their Jewish flicks that they released in 1974, The Towering Inferno. Check this out. Check this out. That film came out 43 years ago. We're going to talk about how Masonic equals 43 and 74, but look, this news is June 14th, 14/6 in the United Kingdom. United Kingdom using the alphabetic order is 146. Like Apartment Fire, which this is, like the hit show Game of Thrones. See my video on the death of the giant from Game of Thrones and what his death had to do with the 146. Covered that earlier this year. Death announced at the beginning of the year. Today in the United States is Flag Day. It's because the United States and UK are united Masonic nations, never have been separate. All part of the Jewish New World Order agenda. The New World Order, an old world order, a 100% Jewish world order, where we live. All information comes from Jewish sources in this world, and I don't know how anyone could argue against that. I mean, everybody just worships what they see in the media, and it's all put out by the Jewish tyrants, who so many people are on their knees for. That's why they call us goy, lessers. They say that our only purpose is to be a slave for them. Without us being slaves for them, we have no purpose. And when you look at us as a group, as humanity, I think they're right. I think they're right. We are a group of people who are mocked, made fun of, treated so wrongly every day, and it seems like everyone just sucks it up and loves it. Pathetic. Look at these headlines, though. 6 dead, 74 injured. Who are they fooling? London 74, Masonic 74, Jewish 74. Masonic also Gematria 43. 43 years later. Massacre equals 43. Should mention flagpole equals 74, holiday 74, Independence Day 74. Think about July 4th in the U.S. So here's the Towering Inferno. Came out in 74. I noticed that Towering Inferno sums to 93, like Lancaster, where this fire happened. Saturn equals 93, the keeper of time. So does propaganda. The film is 2 hours and 45 minutes long, which is 165 minutes. 2 hours, 45 minutes, 165 minutes. Scottish Rite equals 165 and 57. The date of this fire date with 57 numerology. England also equals 57. Scottish Rite Freemasonry, Lodges 1717, England. The film came out December 14th, 74. That was a date with 119 numerology, 119. Let's think about 9/11. 11/9 in the UK. The World Trade Centers came down on the 74th meridian. Remember, Jesus equals 74, cross 74, Messiah 74, gospel 74. 74 mentions in the Bible of the stake and crucifix, not coincidentally. All signs of who created the religion for you. The people who do things by the numbers. You know, for the average goy, and I see it in my comments all the time, the average goy is not good at math. The average goy thinks only God could write out words and do math behind them. Understand, this language, it really is connected to God. I figured out that God operates this way too, which blows my mind. That is the belief behind Kabbalah. Seems like the Jews got that half right. Or all the way right, really. But they use it in a sick way. These people who are aware of this knowledge, they use it in the most perverse way, to rule over humanity with deceit. But anyway, just think about it. Movie came out on date with 119 numerology. Whole tower on fire. What do they tell us on September 11th? The building came down because of a fire? Goy. You know what else can't happen? Planes can't melt into buildings. Wings can't melt through steel and concrete. Doesn't matter how fast they're going. Those aren't the laws of physics. Those weren't planes you saw on 9/11. Those were computer graphics. The only thing that was in those buildings was bombs and demolitions. And whatever they planted under the structure after the 93 World Trade Center bombing. Grenfell, the name of the tower, gematria of 43. 43 years later. 38 like fire. Death, both words 38. Go back and see my work on the Oakland fire, the Tennessee fire, rituals. 79 like murder. 137, the 33rd prime. Number of masonry and authority. The number 191 is a reshuffling of 119. That's the number for the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits. But here we go. Here were the headlines last night. Again, United Kingdom, apartment fire, Game of Thrones, June 14th. Again, the date numerology like England, like Scottish Rite. Show you something real quick. Somebody put some really good information together. Actually, this is also important. The London building was renovated 3 months ago using extremely flammable insulation, reportedly, so done on purpose. That's just like how the day of 9/11, they had just done a drill and they drained all the water from the fire put-out system, whatever you call that, the sprinkler system. Read about it. All this information's been put out. The day before September 11th, they drained the water from the sprinklers. They also called in all of FEMA to New York the day before September 11th from the East Coast for a massive drill for September 11th. That's what it was. It was a massive drill, and it was told to you that it was terrorism from a man in a cave, and you'd have to be a goy to believe something so stupid, which almost everyone is. And honestly, Truth Seeker, I was raised in a Christian household. My mother was a Lutheran. I guess my dad didn't really believe in anything, but I was made to go to the Christian Lutheran Sunday school. My mom put me in Catholic school for kindergarten and first grade because they had all day care, and my parents worked all day like working goy slaves that they were. Anyway, my dad doesn't know who his dad is, and it's very possible his dad was Jewish. And I've always wondered, is that why I can see what the rest of my fellow man can't see? Because I've noticed over my years that, smarter people, they do tend to be Jewish. They also tend to be the same type of people who will invite you out to lunch and say they forgot their wallet. I'm not like that, I might have it in my blood. It might be why I'm able to see through their obvious deception and the average goy can't, There's something going on. It seems that they're much superior to the average person, who is just a complete moron, and I have to emphasize that so many times because it's so true. I mean, you just got to be so fucking retarded to not see what's going on in this world. That's why I make these videos. This is what drove me to do this. Because I'm so sick of living in a society of fucking retards. People who don't need to be breathing. Because the only point of their existence is to keep this tyranny in power. Working like slaves, spending their money like fucking retards, giving it all back to these tyrants. Nation of dipshits. A world of dipshits. So anyway. The smarter people, who are also fucking insane, set this fire on purpose, is the point to get. And if you're getting mad at me for calling you a goy, don't be a goy then. Don't be a goy. Almost all of you choose to be goy every day. Why would my government do that to me? Huh? Huh? Do you know what the point of government is, you fucking retard? Government. To control your ass. That's why, idiot. God. So this person did some great work right here. This person leaves great comments a lot. He noticed that in the English extended, 223 for Grenfell, other number of Masonic. Remember the March 22nd ritual with the big red helicopter. London Freemasons on the side. Grenfell also 79, like Synagogue of Satan. 223 also the number for Synagogue of Satan. Guarantee you, the Zionist Jews, when they built this building, they knew what day they were burning it down. That's how crazy these people are, just like how they built the World Trade Centers for no reason, only to destroy them on September 11th. Look it up. Nobody wanted the World Trade Centers except for David Rockefeller. You know, Zionist. New York had vacancies by the thousands in office space. Landlords couldn't rent out their building. Why would you build, two massive office towers full of more office space and use the taxpayer? That's what else I hate, how these tyrants get the taxpayers to pay for everything. Again, that's the whole point of the goy, to pay taxes so the Jews don't have to work. You ever notice on TV they always have all these fat, ugly fucking Jews talking about everything? You want to watch a program on religion, who's on there? Some fat Jew talking about it. You want to watch about the sports game, they got some fat Jew on there telling you about the sports game. It's like, why the fuck do I need a Jewish person to tell me about everything? Nobody notices anything. Well, Zach, you're anti-Semitic. Man, shut up. God, these fucking goy, man. Meanwhile, the Jews are murdering children, sucking the little bleeding circumcised dicks. And how many of you are having your children be circumcised? I mean, it's not hard to see who runs this world. They got people mutilating their children because they think it's because they read it in their goy textbook that it's cleaner that way. But anyway, this person, a lot of great information. I'll link it all down below. Stuff just makes me sick. And I mean, this just follows on the back also of the London false flags, March 22nd and June 3rd, 74 days apart. Both dates I told people to watch out for false flags because these Masons are so ritualistic. The Tower of Babel gematria of 65 is a great observation, by the way, because again, this tower also has the 65 gematria. Christianity, 65. This is all symbolism. It's all ritual. It's all as they lead us further and further into the pit that we fall into every day. Which is why myself gave up, pretty much my own life to start speaking out in 2013. And I thought with as much knowledge and information and proof as I had, I would have woke up the world by now. But goy are goy. And, maybe there is no waking the goy. Maybe it's just like the Jews say. Very stupid. They serve no purpose other than to be slaves. Like, the way a rancher looks at cattle. The purpose of its existence is to be food for me later. And you know what else? But before I go, I'm going to link my own videos down below, but I want everyone to watch this video here. Truthiracy put out a great video. And also, I'm just going to do this for Truthiracy. He has a book coming out June 21st. My book should have been out by now. You know what? If you're waiting for my book, look into Truthiracy 3's book that's coming out June 21st. I know it's not going to disappoint, and I'm happy to support his work. And maybe you only got money to buy one of our books. Maybe you're dead broke and you can only buy one book. My book's coming, but I'm telling you what. You want to spend your money on Truthiracy's book? I'm sure it'd be a good investment too. Probably pick up both of our books. I'm going to get his book and read it after I finish mine. I want to support this man, but anyway, he put out this video today that is so good. He's got a lot of quotes from the Talmud. What the Jewish people believe. It's okay to have sex with children as long as they're under 9. It's okay to lie to people who aren't Jewish. That they're the superior race. Everybody else is worthless. But to say any of this is anti-Semitic, To call out the obvious, it's anti-Semitic. You don't want to be a goy, truth seeker. Way too many fucking goy in this world. And I'll tell you what, after my book comes out, what I'm looking to do is find an army to start the revolution that needs to start. You know, we're getting rid of all the Jewish Zionists. We're getting rid of all the tyrants. They're not allowed in the TV. They're not allowed in the government. They're not allowed in the sports arena. They're not allowed anywhere. You know? And I didn't say all Jewish people. I said the Zionists. I don't like Jewish people much either, but I don't like any religious people much, honestly. It's all for sheep. Religion's for sheep. You got to be a sheep to believe the obvious lies. The Bible's the Word of God. Says slavery's okay. Fucking people in the ass is okay. Says all sorts of bullshit's okay. It's not the Word of God. It's the word of the same Jewish tyrants who are all about controlling everyone's mind. That's why they pump out nothing but information. Books, movies, TV shows, news. It's all about controlling your mind at all times. By the same numerical code. Here every day since 2013 showing you how the fake news is all about 74 again and again. And dumb motherfuckers keep coming here and saying, man, it's because you're using different number codes. No fucking retards. From the beginning, I only showed 2. All of these are interrelated, you know. There's no coincidences here. This is the code. Too much for the average goy mind, which can hardly, you know, do basic mathematics. What's 50% off of $10? It's a nation of retards. Can't say it enough. It's a world of retards. And that is something very important to understand. I'm not just being repetitive for the sake of being repetitive. This is the point to take home. You live in a society of retards and rejects. Something needs to be done about it. We're way too deep in this game. Way too deep in this mockery. Until next time.